Hello, and welcome back to the Sometimes Serious podcast. My name is Lexi, and I am so glad that you are here. I want to start off on a completely unrelated note. I went and saw the new Conjuring movie, and I'm kind of disappointed, not gonna lie. Like, it was a good movie to watch, but as an ending to the series, it really sucked. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, skip ahead a few minutes. Like, why is there a Goliath sized Annabelle? Why is there a spinning mirror? And, like, why did they defeat the demon with the power of friendship? It was just really disappointing in that aspect, but otherwise, there were some good scares. It wasn't too bad. I just feel like they added way too much onto the storyline for it to be the last movie of the series. Nonetheless, I feel like it was entertaining to watch. I went and saw it twice. And also, there's another 28 Years Later movie coming out. I don't know, I saw that in the trailer that it was like a sequel into the one that just came out. What the hell did I just say? It was a sequel for the one that just came out. Anyways, I'm curious as to see what they do with that because the last movie left us on a real what the fuck happened, and not necessarily in a good way. Anyways, for today's episode, I wanted to talk about something that's really been pissing me off, which I know last episode I was like, I probably shouldn't talk about things that are so negative, but it's pissing me off directly, and that is my phone. My phone has had so much control of me for so long, and I'm just getting fed up with it. And today I just wanted to talk about my thoughts on phones and how I think that they are actually destroying connections with people and just destroying people in general. Now I know that's really dramatic. And I also want to start off with a disclaimer that I'm at fault too for all of this. Everything that I talk about, I'm at fault for too. But that's why I'm like so frustrated, is because like we can't do anything anymore without having to have our phones. Everything is structured to be centered around our phones. And I hate it. It's a full on addiction and I need to work on it. And sometimes it's really just social media and it's not our phones, but we're using phone as the broad term here. Anyway, with that being said, let's get on to the episode. First thing that has been pissing me off about phones is that nobody can have a normal conversation anymore. Like, you can't just have a face to face without somebody being on their phone. Anytime I go out to dinner, somebody's like in the restaurant on their phone while somebody's trying to have a conversation with them. You can't hang out without being on your phone. People getting coffee, you can't see them on their phone. You can't eat a meal without being on your phone. And it's just sad. And I'm not talking about the people who are like, oh my God, let me show you what I did this weekend, or let me show you like what's been going on in my life. Like, I think that's a great reason to have phones, and that is why like they're needed. But at the same time, somebody's like actively trying to talk to you and you're on your phone. It's a moment where you don't need to be on your phone and you're on your phone. Like, what the hell are you doing? I know, like, I've seen so many people that are like talking about something serious and the person sitting across from them is just on their phone, like taking Snapchats or answering somebody's text. And I'm like, somebody is trauma dumping to you right now and you're on your phone. I know I've had experiences where I'm talking about serious shit and people are on their phones. And I'm like, what the fuck are you actually doing? Now, there's a difference between being like, oh my God, shit, I have to do this really quick. I'm listening, keep telling your story, and then I'll come back to you. Like, there's such a difference between those two types of people where it's like, let me finish what I was doing really quick, or, ooh, I forgot to do this really quick, and then we can keep talking about your conversation. And people who are like actively scrolling on TikTok or social media while somebody is like trying to have a deep conversation with them, or even just tell them about their day. Like, it's so disrespectful and it makes me mad. And I just wish people would recognize that that is so much more of an issue than people are treating it to be. I'm editing this right now as we speak and just had another thought to add to this. Also, just the younger generations literally not being able to be entertained without their phone is also another thing that pisses me off about it. Because what do you mean? You're 10 and you can't play Barbie dolls anymore? You have to have a phone? What are you doing? Literally, it's just so sad to watch. That's all I had to say. It's disconnected everybody. And I know there are so many good reasons why phones and social media are so good. Like, we've heard all the reasons as to why phones and social media are good. But, like, nobody can pay attention anymore. Nobody can enjoy a movie without being on their phone. I've seen people in movie theaters on their phone, and it's like, why are you paying to go to a movie theater to be on your phone? And it's just absurd to me. Nobody can watch a show anymore without being on their phone. And I know that I'm at fault for both of those things. Not the movie theater thing, that's fucking crazy. But watching a movie or watching a show and not being able to stay off your phone for an hour, that's actually insane. That we can't do that anymore. Props to the people who can, because I can't. Like, and it drives me nuts that I can't. I know that I can, but I feels like I can't right now. You can't enjoy a meal like by yourself without scrolling on your phone. Here's why I think that is such an issue is because you're getting two sources of dopamine at the same time. You're eating food and you're getting on your phone. One, if you're looking at your phone, you're not really going to read your body's hunger cues as you should. And two, neither is going to feel as satisfying. Probably the social media will feel more satisfying because you're getting that instant dopamine hit every time you scroll on TikTok, and the food's not going to feel as satisfying. Anyways. But also, like, nobody can pay attention in class anymore because they're always on their fucking phone. And I don't blame people for, well, I do blame people for being on their phone because nobody's doing anything to stop it, but at the same time I don't, because it's like everything is so surrounded by phones now that you can't avoid it. I know a lot of this is redundant and I apologize if I've repeated myself like 15 times, but I'm just so mad about this right now. And it'll move on, and I'll probably still be addicted to my phone, even though I'm gonna really try to work on it. On that note, it's a full-on addiction. As I said, every time you scroll on TikTok, you're getting a new sense of dopamine, and you'll just get into that scroliosis kind of mindset where it's like you can't stop scrolling, even though you want to stop scrolling. I know my ADHD girlies and gals or guys or whatever, everybody with ADHD, I've heard that struggles with literally the same thing, is that you can't stop scrolling because you're just getting that constant dopamine hit, but you want to stop scrolling, but you feel like you can't, and then you just get in that paralysis mindset. Just like nothing is as satisfying anymore, especially when you go on your phone first thing in the day, and the first thing you do is check your phone. You're setting yourself up for failure. And I have also heard Mel Robbins talk about this, which props to her. Snap, snap. But, like, going on your phone first thing in the morning is literally the worst thing you could do for yourself. Because you're setting yourself up for failure. Because nothing's going to feel as satisfying the rest of the day. Because you're getting that instant gratification first thing in the morning. What I have tried to do is I feel like it's really unrealistic for me to, like, stay off my phone completely in the morning. Like, I like to check my social media before I have to start my day. And I don't have as much time to check my phone. So what I do is I just delay it until after I do my entire morning routine, and then I set aside time while I drink my coffee or while I eat my breakfast. Me literally talking about how I can't eat a meal without my phone. Anyway, I feel like it's a win. The fact that I don't do it first thing in the morning is a win for me. But I challenge you to do the same. That delayed gratification, psychology concept. Anyways, I feel like that's a better thing to do. But it's so sad that it's an addiction. Like, literally, the fact that I'm sitting here being like, I can't pull away from my phone. I can't pull away from my phone. Nobody can pull away from their phone. Like, that's an addiction. It's killing everybody and everything. Now, that is a really dramatic and grand statement to make, but I don't care. Social media is literally, like, just killing everybody's personality, killing everybody's, like, confidence about themselves. Everyone feels the need to have something to post now. I feel the need to have something to post now. Like, if I'm not posting on social media, then it didn't happen. That's so sad. That is so sad that I can't just take a picture and just have it be a picture. Like, I have to have the perfect picture to post because it has to be shown off. You can't do something without showing it off on social media. That's so sad. Now, I love sharing pictures on social media. I love sharing my life with other people, but also there's that anxiety of it has to be perfect to be to share it with others. Like, nobody can just share a picture on social media anymore without it being this grand gesture. It brings out these unreal expectations, and I feel like even now we're going backwards in time, especially like with the diet culture and just the expectation for everything to be perfect. Like, I've seen so many TikToks where everybody's like, you have to glow up before this, you have to glow up before that. Why can't people just live? Like, why can't you just share a picture on social media or a video on social media and it be that? And I know I'm at fault for this because I'll critique myself for ages on photos, or I'll look at things that people are like, why the fuck are you even talking about that? Like, nobody's gonna notice that. I didn't even notice it until you pointed it out. I know I'm at fault for that, but also it's just like the fact that anybody has to deal with that is just insane. I hate AI, and if you use AI, I hate you. That was such a dramatic statement, but it's killing the earth. Use your fucking brain. Hold on, I'm gonna say it a little louder. Use your brain. Sorry about that. I need to beat that into people's heads. If you are using ChatGPT to make a fucking grocery list, what the actual fuck are you doing? What are you doing? You are using a robot to make your grocery list of things that you're like, oh, how do I make mac and cheese with cheese and pasta? Why do you need a grocery list for that? I don't understand. I'm literally sitting with my hands on my head right now because I'm so frustrated. There are good uses for AI, but we don't use them for AI anymore. And also, it's like everybody's like, don't use AI, but then we'll continue to use AI even though we're not supposed to use it. So it's just like, pick one. Pick one. Enough AI chat. I could talk about how it's just so toxic forever, but that's it. As I mentioned, everybody's attention span is just gone. Nobody can be bored anymore because nothing is as satisfying as sitting there scrolling on your phone. So, what do we do about this? Our phones have a lot of control over us. It's sad. People feel anxious without their phone. Literally, like, nobody can walk out of the room without being like, oh my god, where'd I put my phone? Where'd I put my phone? When you're having a conversation, you have to have, where's your phone? Where's your phone? Like, you're anxious without it. I just don't understand why, like, we are just letting this shit rule. Let's go back to flip phones. It has all the good things about phones. No social media, and digicams are coming back anyways. They're trending. Everybody takes digipics now, so it doesn't even matter. We don't need the camera. So my challenge to everybody, take this and be aware of your phone usage and how much it is just rotting your brain. Try to be present. Just be with people. When you see yourself going on your phone, be like, hey, I remember that podcast where Lexi told me to get the hell off my phone when I'm having a conversation with somebody. Just remember that. Don't let it kill your connections. Now, this was a very do what I say episode, and that wasn't supposed to be the vibe, but it is. I just want people to have genuine connection, because what are we doing? Again, I'm not saying I'm not at fault for any of this, because I definitely am. I just hate that I am. And so I wanted to talk about it. If it wasn't making everybody so insecure and disconnected, I wouldn't have an issue with it, but it is, unfortunately. Start embracing your boredom without your phone. Every time you go to reach for your phone, be like, do I have something better to do with my time? And do that instead. There are ways to bed rot without your phone. Literally, it is so much better to sit and watch a movie than it is to go on your phone. Like, you can bed rot without your phone. You can do it. I do it all the time, and it's great. It is such a challenge to sit there and watch a movie without my phone, and it's sad that I feel like I accomplished something when I sat there and watched a movie without going on my phone once. But just challenge yourself to take those extra few minutes off your phone. Now I know I just did a whole episode about phones, but I also know that nobody's going to listen to me, so while you do that, go follow at Sometimes Serious Podcast on social media. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you guys next episode.